The South African Zionist Federation will host a gathering in Johannesburg. This is to memorialize the mass murder of Israeli civilians following last Saturday's attack by Hamas. Israeli authorities have vowed to continue bombarding Gaza to weaken Hamas military capabilities. Now, SABC News reporter Kaya Kumalo joins us for a live update. Kaya, thank you for your time. So what's happening where you are right now?
Well, a very good morning to you, Mkolis. This is a very poignant moment here in Johannesburg, as of course these are groupings that are sympathizing with the state of Israel, and they've really just shown their support and also denouncing the atrocities that were committed by Hamas. So it's quite a very important occasion, really, just in terms of them really just pledging solidarity with the state of Israel. But joining us now is the national chairman of the South African Zionist Federation. So, sir, thank you so much indeed for your time, Rowan. Tell us about the significance of today.
Today is incredibly important for the South African Jewish community and friends across the political spectrum to stand with Israel, to support Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state, and for her right to defend herself against these atrocious Hamas atrocities.
And what do you make of South Africa's position? I mean, obviously, South Africa has been calling for the cessation of hostilities, but also saying a two-state solution should really be a primary issue that the two sides should focus on.
We call on the South African government to stand with peace, to stand with civility, to stand with the Constitution of South Africa, and not take the side of those who murder and butcher babies and abduct women and children. We call on South Africa to support Israel's right to exist, her right to defend herself, and her right to live in peace with her neighbors.
And what do you make of concerns around the issue that, I mean, this particular conflict really may escalate and be a regional conflict and have really terrible implications for the world in terms of the supply of energy and many other things? What would be your appeal to these two warring parties?
Well, Hamas needs to release all their hostages. They need to stop calling for the destruction of Israel. They need to stop their terror and hate. And then one day, please God, there will be peace. Please God, one day. And we have really seen that in the Middle East. We've really seen Israel making peace with the UAE, with Bahrain, with many countries in the Middle East. The Arab-Israeli conflict is virtually over, but the Palestinians now need to come to the table, drop their weapons, and hold out their hand in peace.
And what do you make of the situation in Gaza, Rowan? I mean, obviously, they say it's a total siege where, there are calls for the humanitarian corridors to be opened. What do you make of those calls, especially because if there's no electricity and water and the basic necessities?
Hamas is entirely 100% responsible for anything that happens. It is atrocious that Hamas hides behind civilians and uses Palestinian civilians as human shields. That is causing an atrocious situation in Gaza. Hamas needs to release their hostages. Hamas can solve the problem overnight, and they are entirely responsible for the things that are happening at the moment.
And just before I let you go, Rowan, maybe give us a breakdown in terms of today's program.
So we'll be having speakers from the religious Jewish community, from the political community, from the Christian community, and from a wide spectrum of South Africans who stand with Israel and support peace.
All right, thank you so much indeed for your time, sir. So I'm glad to say that's the national chairman of the South African Zionist Federation. So this is just their part to really show solidarity with the state of Israel, and I can really just give you just a sense of what's happening. There are so many people here really saying that they are the friends of the state of Israel.